Fabulous.
Thank you.
Very chic, very French.
Thank you very
with the
much.
beret.
A little bit English.
It is slightly, but the beret gives it a sort of French, you know, like down the Champs-Élysées.
Thank you.
Can I ask you about your childhood? Because you're an enigma. We don't know anything about your childhood.
Really?
No, not at all. What was your childhood like?
Well, I grew up in New York City.
Yeah.
And I was born and raised in Manhattan in the city. I lived on the West Side until I turned 18 years old, and I decided to leave college and go out and pursue my dreams. And I told my parents that I didn't want any help or any money or anything. I just wanted to do it on my own. So I got like 3 jobs, and I just wrote music every single day, and I fought tooth and nail for just one person to believe in me, and here we are.
You've worked so hard. You're a hard worker.
Thank you.
Were your mother and father always very supportive?
They were supportive in waves.
Yeah. Would they have preferred that you got what they probably thought was a sensible job?
Well, I think at the beginning, perhaps, but I think more importantly, my parents realized I was not a sensible person.
Yes. Yeah.
So they really sort of just allowed me to be myself, and it's interesting how over the years things have changed, because in the beginning it was quite difficult for my dad to, he was sort of like...
A bit like my parents.
Yeah, well, but you know,
Yeah.
you are who you are,
Exactly.
and I was born this way, and eventually...
And how was school? What were you like? Were you a loner at school, or were you one of the crowd?
I wasn't one of the crowd. I wasn't a loner. I had a couple, like, really close friends, and I was sort of a floater, you know. I knew lots of different people, but I was never really one of the popular girls,
Yeah.
which I don't necessarily think I wanted to be, but it's really difficult when you're in school to get bullied. And
Yeah. But you've spoken out, haven't you, about bullying?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, of
yeah.
course. And I speak about it every night at the show, and
Yeah.
it's a tremendous part of Born This Way. But in another way, you know, the album is about not focusing on that negativity and
Yeah.
rising above it, and don't isolate yourself or take yourself out of the universe because you feel like you are disenfranchised. Just realize that we've all got problems, and if we stick together, we'll get through it.
And what would you say to these bullies today, you know, if you saw them? Do you ever see them, any of this?
Yes. I say hello.
Yeah. Exactly.
No.
Don't you feel like hell-bent on revenge sometimes?
No. You know, I'm really, really happy.
Yeah.
And revenge is silly.
Yeah.
Only fools need to say the last word.
Yeah, you're quite right. What advice would you give to children, well, to anyone who's bullied?
What advice would I give you?
Yeah.
Well, know that the problem is not inside of you. Know that it is an insecurity inside of the person who's bullying you.
Mm.
And know that that uniqueness and that specialness that you bear will someday burst out of you in the most beautiful and electrifying form. So don't be afraid.
Exactly, isn't it? It is. Have you always been so focused and so true to yourself?
Well, no.
No.
I was very afraid in the beginning. Not in the beginning of my career, but like in high school, I didn't feel like I knew what to do to become myself.
Yeah.
Whether it was that I didn't have the right references yet, or know the right music, or seen the right fashion, or met the right people. I felt very trapped. I felt like I was living in a universe that I didn't belong in, and it wasn't until I mustered up some bravery and went out on my own that I was able to say, okay, well, this is how I want to dress,
Yeah.
and this is the kind of music that I want to make, and this is the kind of person that I want to be. And that is what the album is about. Rather than seeing birth as something that is finite, that happens once, I'm saying it's infinite. You can be reborn over and over and over and over again until you find that most fantastic part of yourself that makes you the most happy. So I wish I could give that gift to all of you. I wish you knew that you could find liberation in here and not out there.
Just be yourself, basically. Yeah. Are you still in touch with any of your old childhood friends? Do you ever-
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, two of my best friends since I was really young, we are still the best of friends. My friend Bo, she's been my best friend for years. We always joke and we say, we had our period at the same time. So awkward. It's true though, it's a big deal.
I've never experienced that, I have to say. It's shaving for men. I remember when I first shaved.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it.
Well, tampons are a nuisance anyway.
Now, you've got another performance for us.
Yes, I do.
Are you ready for this?
Yes, I'm so excited at the edge of the world.
Would you like to go over and prepare? Sweetheart, I'll bring you over, OK? Let's hear it now, come on.